thanks everybody for coming. At this time, I would like to introduce the faculty advisor to the Lee Career Alumni Association, and that is Peter Evans.
We'll wait a couple minutes as the people come in, but we're very glad that everyone is here. And I'll have a few minutes that I could go on about the first gentleman. He's going to give the invocation, and I may add that he was charged with the monumental task of opening a new high school in 1989, or 1999, and it's Mr. Charles Williams, and he did a great job. And Mr. Williams, is he here? Yep. When he opened the new school, he was everywhere, so he moved pretty quick in those days.
Thank you, Peter. You can believe that I have by no means have that speed to be everywhere at this particular point in time, but we thank God for where we are. It's been my task, Stu, to offer an invocation, and I guess I just need to share with you just a quick thing. It's amazing the nostalgia that hits you when you walk back into a place where you've been. And this is wonderful. This is a wonderful occasion. This is a wonderful committee that has put this all together. And so, without further ado, following what I should be doing, but be brief, brother, be brief. Then I'm going to try to follow the rules of being brief at this time. We've gathered ourselves here today to unveil several members who have walked these halls, the Richard C. Lee High School halls, but all walking with three tenets that God is expected of each and every one of us. And I would say that these three tenets themselves is enough to sustain us in any avenue or any venue we may find ourselves in as far as life is concerned. And so, from the Old Testament, the book of Micah, the question is asked, what does God expect of you? Because he's shown you, O mortal, what is good, and therefore he requires that we act justly, we love mercy in all situations, but most importantly, we walk humbly before our God. So if nothing else, those three tenets will bring us through whatever situation there is. It is most definitely sustain those who will be unveiled today and those who continue to practice and to do the monumentous task of preparing our children for a new century. Thank you.
Well, that was certainly a good invocation by Mr. Williams, and we'll go on with the program now. First of all, we'd like to thank some people that were instrumental in helping this event to take place. The Elm City Communications for donating design services and purchasing the plaques. Heather Barbarotta, Facilities Manager. Matt Longobardi, a carpenter foreman. Jimmy Hattrick, a carpenter. Ralph Ariama, plumber. Alex Melendez, engineer. Louis Santana, painter. Louis Perez and Sean Goodhue, career high building operations. Our DJ, Terrence Rogers. Our live stream producer, Jaquana Robert Soul. the Co-op High School Band, and Career High School Athletic Facilitator, Michael Giardini. Welcome everyone for this plaque reveal event for the Lee Career High School Hall of Fame. On behalf of the Career Lee Alumni Association, we are thrilled to host this event today. This effort started 4 years ago, and I think you will see later this afternoon that the results were worth the effort. Today we have two tasks. We will honor the 29 inductees who are currently in the Lee Career Hall of Fame by revealing their plaques for the first time. And we will announce the names of our next class of inductees for the Hall of Fame luncheon in September of 2024. These individuals and groups made their marks in a wide range of endeavors, in sports, in science, in business, entertainment, education, and more. And one thing remains constant for all the current and future inductees. They all proudly recognize the role that Richard C. Lee High School or Career Hill Regional High School, and in some cases both schools, played in their lives. The Lee Career Hall of Fame is a fully volunteer organization. We do this for the love of the city of New Haven and the New Haven Public Schools. And if anyone is interested in joining us, please see anyone who's currently on the committee. The cheerleaders and the boys basketball players from Career High School were nice enough to volunteer their time. And a special thanks to the next speaker. The principal of Career High School, Mr. Sean True.
Good afternoon and welcome. I am honored and privileged to be the principal here at Hill Regional Career High School. I welcome you all here this afternoon for this glorious event. I also say welcome home and congratulations not only to the 29 inductees today, but also to future inductees of our future. You are a huge inspiration not only to myself, but to our student body. I want to thank our wonderful students and coaches and staff and faculty that have joined us here today. And again, it's a tremendous honor to be in your presence. I appreciate all that you have done. You certainly have laid a very strong, solid foundation. I'm also excited as I started on Friday working and helping out, putting on this wonderful event, is that our students are taking great pride in learning a great deal from what all of you have done, what you continue to do. That's what it's about, laying the foundation, being the example. And I know I can't wait until we unveil that wall out there. And so every day, not only as I walk by it, our faculty and staff walk by it, our school community, but most importantly, our students walk by it, you give us a true inspiration to continue to reach for the stars, and that we can do anything that is possible if we put our minds to it. So again, thank you so much for being a true inspiration, and welcome home.
And without further ado, I would like to introduce Pam Kelly.
Thank you, Mr. Peter Evans. Even the smallest of thoughts have the potential to become the biggest of success. All you have to do is get up and get going. In 1973, I graduated from Richard C. Lee High School as a student, where I met my high school sweetheart, Larry Kelly Sr., and returned 4 years later as a teacher. Fast forward to 50 years later. God gave me a vision to build a Hall of Fame in memory of our son, Larry Kelly Jr., career class of 2002. This day is the fulfillment of the vision that God has given to me. As the thoughts grew stronger, I approached Paul Hollywood Henderson, Lee class of '82, and then my classmates of 1973, Dolores McCraig Bird, Dr. Ronnie Johnson Duluth Singleton, and Deborah Deloach Hogan. After they said, "Let's do it," I reached out to Peter Evans, our faculty advisor, and the interest began to grow. Henceforth, the committee consists of the previous mentioned individuals and now include Kenneth Robertson, Lee 81, Liz McCraig, Lee 83, Suzette Courtmanch, Lee 76, Margaret McCraig Hassel, Lee 76, Dr. Jacqueline Monk Roberts, Lee 72, Donna Galbraith, career 87, Karen Claiborne Pride, Lee 73, Jaquana Roberts Souls, career 05, Jamie Johnson Harper, Lee 78, and Stu Katz, Lee 79. Will the committee members please stand and take a bow? This event would not be possible without you. The purpose of the Lee Career High School Hall of Fame is to honor individuals whose outstanding accomplishments have contributed to the success and reputation of Richard C. Lee and Hill Regional Career High Schools. The Hall of Fame is a prestigious recognition of excellence and achievement, and it is an honor to be inducted. The inductees serve as role models for current and future students, and they inspire us all to strive for our best. We invite you to join us in celebrating the accomplishments of the Lee Career High School Hall of Fame inductees. They are a true testament to the excellence and achievement of our schools and our community. It is truly remarkable that this vision is a reality. I am confident that the Lee Career High School Hall of Fame will be a lasting legacy of my vision. It will serve as a place to honor the outstanding accomplishments of former students, faculty, and staff, and it will inspire future generations to achieve their goals. It's now my honor to introduce the superintendent of the New Haven Public Schools and a former principal of Career High School. I'd like to present to some and introduce to others, Dr. Madeline Negrone.
Good afternoon, everyone. First, let me congratulate the Richard Lee High School Alumni Association. It must feel amazing to sit here today and see how your vision today has come to fruition. Just think about all those thoughts that you had about building this Hall of Fame, and today surely we'll be able to go out there and be able to see it. But that was a vision that you had. You had it, you worked towards it. And even today, you're giving all of us an example of what that means, what working hard and having a vision looks like. I am so proud to stand before you, not only as a former principal of Career, but I was also a former teacher here at Career. So for me, Career is home, and I have the honor now to call myself the superintendent of this amazing district, which is the New Haven Public Schools. I want to congratulate all the inductees and the ones that will be announced for 2024. It is through your work that you will be able to inspire not only people like me, but our youth who come into this building every day, but also the youth in the entire city. You exemplified, once again, what results from working hard, what results from going after something throughout your entire life's journey, and also what it means to be the best at what you do. I think when I read through all the descriptions of the inductees, I was inspired by just reading all the bios, because to me that's how I sum it up. You have devoted your life, you have dedicated everything that you do to be the best at what you do. And for that, I thank you. And I also want to thank your families, because I know that families serve as a foundation to be there beside you, to support you as you go on with the journey. So again, thank you for what you do, for what you will continue to do, and for inspiring us all. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, Dr. Negron. And one little footnote, we should recognize, although the committee has done a wonderful job, special thanks and kudos should go to Pam Kelly and Stu Katz, who are their untiring efforts. And now I would like to introduce one of our inductees from 2019, and one member who I had the pleasure of knowing the whole family, and they were the foundation of Lee High School, the Monk family. They lived right next door, and they sent all their children to Lee High School, and it was an honor to educate them. Marcella Monk.
Good afternoon. I stand here today very humbly and in such incredible spirit of gratitude to everyone involved in this venture. I had something prepared and I said, no, just speak from your heart. And I would please ask the administrators and teachers from Lee High School and Career High School to please stand. These incredible people served as living epistles for us. Lee High School was a place where we could grow, where we felt safe, we felt loved, we felt nurtured, we felt inspired, we were taught to dream, and we were taught that through their lives, we understood that we owed a life of service. And so most of us who've been inducted have been inducted because we've committed ourselves to a life of service. So to the young people that are here today, I would admonish you to think about why you exist. You didn't just happen to be here. There's a purpose for your life. Find it, pursue it. I'd just like to thank every parent, every loved one, everyone who's invested in a child. I come from a family of 9 children. We lived, as Mr. Evans said, we lived like across the street from Lee High School. But we had parents who loved us, and then when we went to school, we encountered that same love and that same belief in us. Mr. Maritolo, thank you. I love you. He served as our housemaster at Lee High School in South House. And I don't start mentioning names, but just thank you to every adult in this room who's loved a child. Continue to bless and love children, and we can leave this world a better place. And in the words of Marion Wright Edelman, service is the rent you pay for the life you live on this earth. Thank you.
And now, I'd like to introduce one of my former students. She's a real big shot now. U.S. District Attorney Vanessa. She needs no introduction. You'll hear her when she speaks. Vanessa?
Good afternoon. Thank you for that introduction. I will take the privilege of introducing myself in a minute, but first I want to echo the comments made earlier and just thank everybody who was involved in the Lee Career High School Hall of Fame Committee for your tireless work. I understand this is the culmination of 4 years of work and effort and blood and sweat and tears. And looking around the audience here in the parking lot when I drove in, you can see that this is certainly a rousing success. And so I can't wait to see the actual display. So a round of applause again for those on the committee. Thank you. To the superintendent, to all the representatives of the New Haven Public School System, it is my great honor as the United States Attorney for this district to have roots right here at the school. And the last time I was here in this auditorium was just a year and a half ago, when I returned here to have my investiture ceremony when I was sworn in by the Chief Judge of the district into my role, and brings back so many memories to be here. I graduated in '92, which was 30 years ago, almost to the day when I was sworn in. And what a powerful feeling that was, because I have so many great memories of being in this building. For those who don't know, the U.S. Attorney is the top federal law enforcement officer here in Connecticut. I report to Thank you. Like Marcella, I had some prepared remarks, but I'm going off script now. I think it's important when I walk into rooms like this, and I just gave some remarks the other day, to drop a little bit of the history. So if you'll bear with me, I will do that, and then I'll get back to why we're here today, which is education and how it has been central to my life and remains so. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Connecticut is one of the oldest in the nation. It was established in 1789, the same year that the Constitution of the United States was ratified. So President George Washington appointed the very first United States Attorney here. I am the 54th U.S. Attorney in the district. Thank you. Hold the applause. I am only the third woman to serve in the role, because law enforcement and the legal field are still very much male-dominated. I am only the second woman to be presidentially appointed and Senate confirmed, and I am the first African-American and Black woman. For those who knew me when I was a shy little girl growing up in New Haven, I grew up in New Hallville. Most of you, like Marcella's having a good laugh down there, are probably very surprised to see me in this role. You could not get me in front of a microphone back then. Now it's second nature. I think that for the young people, especially in the audience, and I'm so happy to see so many of you back there, I hope that you are listening to all of the speakers that have come up here and just thinking about ways that you can dream about what your future might be like. When I was a little girl, I went to Lincoln Bassett, Jackie Robinson, and then Career High School. I thought maybe I might one day be a teacher, maybe I might go into business, I might do something with math, and turned out once I got to college, my mother planted the seed for law school. And little did I know how much I would love it and how much it allows me to do all the things that I always wanted to do in helping the community. And so I hope that you are listening for those nuggets today. I just want to talk a little bit more. I promise I won't talk on too long today, but about the foundation that was established in the New Haven Public Schools when I was here. A lot of times, urban school systems don't get the credit they should get for educating students day in and day out and really helping to make a positive impact in so many different sectors. And so I was fortunate to spend all of my years, my parents came from very humble beginnings. I did not know any attorneys growing up. My mother and father instilled in us the importance of an education because my mother grew up in South Carolina, in the Jim Crow South, as they refer to it. And education was not something that was automatic for her. She and her siblings grew up, my grandparents, maternal grandparents were sharecroppers. They grew up picking cotton and tobacco, and so they were only allowed to go to school on rainy days. And my mother and her siblings pushed for that opportunity to be able to go to school, even on those rainy days. And on the days when they couldn't, they pulled out the chalkboard at home and made sure they taught each other their schoolwork. And my mother, bless her soul, was able to graduate on time, even in spite of that. She graduated at 18, and that's a whole other story that I could spend 2 days talking about. But I share that because the value of an education was so important to her that she made sure that all of her children understood that, and her grandchildren and great-grandchildren, before she passed. And so when I entered the school system in New Haven, I started out, I went to Head Start. How many Head Start students in the audience? Show of hands, few of us. I was a Head Start student and then went on to the New Haven Public School System. And the love of learning that my parents instilled in me was nurtured by the teachers that I met. And by the time I came to Career High School, I was just in heaven. At the time, we were not in this lovely building. We were on the other side of town in Worcester Square in much smaller quarters. But teachers cared enough to make sure that not only did they push us to do our best, but to do even more than we ever thought was possible. They pushed us to not just do well in our classes. We had lots of science classes and business classes and computer classes and history and education, history and English and everything else you can think of. But they pushed us to do more. One of the things that I was fortunate to do, in addition to taking Spanish during the school day, was after school I took Chinese for a couple of years. And I don't know if that's still a program that they have, but they had Chinese and Japanese and Arabic. They pushed us to go beyond what we thought we needed coming out of the school system, and pushed us to prepare for college. And so by the time I graduated from Career High School and landed on Yale's campus, I was ready to succeed and do well enough there to go on to Georgetown and then to come back here to this community. Connecticut is home. New Haven will always be home to me, even though I live in the Hartford area now. This is where I come to work every day, and it's such an honor to be back in this auditorium with all of you to celebrate. And to all the educators, I know a few of you stood up before, I just want to thank you for all your years of commitment and dedication to us. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Boy, Dr. Negron, could you ask for a better salesperson for the Board of Education? Vanessa is certainly a star, and I think her career is just beginning. We'll hear about her for years. And now, I'd like to introduce Stewie Katz. And I might add, he has done a marvelous job in every phase of this.
I'll just do that. Got to come down for me. Greetings, everybody. Thanks so much for coming. Just a quick change in your program. We have some of the members of Soul Tempo here this afternoon. Unfortunately, they're unable to perform, but we do appreciate them being with us today. Just before I get into reading the people that are going to be inducted next year, just one other thing about the New Haven public school system. I went to Davis, I went to Sheridan, I went to Lee. The thing I always said about the New Haven public school system is you got 2 educations for the price of 1. You got the education in science and math, history, but you also got the education about life. And I think that is something that has a lot of value that we don't talk about enough, so it's important to note that as well, and I appreciate that. Okay, so here we go. The Lee Career Hall of Fame received 30 nominations for the class of 2024. Our committee researches and reviews every nomination before creating a list of finalists, and the finalists are subject to the voting of the public. We received over 350 votes from the public, which is a nice turnout from the public, and the finalist that gets the most votes in each of the categories gets 1 more vote on the committee. So in the event that there was a tie on the committee, the vote of the public would break that tie. And you need to have a majority of the voting committee members, and you saw the names and heard all the names of the people that are on the committee. To be inducted into the Hall of Fame, you need a majority of the votes of that committee. Just like Sports Hall of Fames, if you are not successful on the first ballot, we will retain those nominations for probably another several cycles. Now I'm going to announce these names in alphabetical order. If you are here, which I think a lot of you are, please stand and just give a wave, okay? For professional achievement, this is a person I know he's not here because he's working on the baseball playoffs today. From the Lee class of 1979, Emmy-winning sports television producer and director Peter Cavalier. He may be watching, so Peter, if you're watching in the truck somewhere, congratulations. For athletic achievement, co-athletic director at Career, former football coach at Lee, and well-known basketball official, John Buddy Chernovitz. For athletic achievement from the Career class of 2004, the all-time leader in Career High School in points, rebounds, and block shots, started 4 years at Penn State, Mr. Gary Claxton. For athletic achievement from the Lee class of 1978, the number 2 all-time leading scorer for Harvard University men's basketball, also a member of the Harvard University Athletic Hall of Fame, Donald Fleming. It's his mom's birthday today, I think, so he might have gotten jammed up. For community service from the Lee class of 1982, legendary disc jockey, basketball coach, and school security officer, Mr. Hollywood Henderson. Very good. For professional achievement from the Lee High School class of 1982, the superintendent of Hampden Public Schools, Gary Highsmith. For professional achievement, teacher, administrator, mentor to many people in this room, and a longtime member of the New Haven Board of Education, Dr. Edward Joyner. For professional achievement from the Career class of 1992, an attorney and national legal educator, Jeanette Manning. Jeanette. Nice to meet you in person. We've only talked on the phone and email. For lifetime achievement, teacher and administrator in New Haven, Guilford, and Westbrook Public Schools, Mr. Carm Maritolo. For community service from the Lee High School class of 1980, a decorated corrections officer and currently youth coordinator for the New Haven Public Schools, Cedric Robinson. For humanitarian achievement from the Lee High School class of 1978, this gentleman is an employment specialist for 30 years, working with people who have challenges in rejoining the workforce, Caleb Rodriguez. For athletic achievement from the Career High School class of 2005, a world-class track athlete and coach. She was the Gatorade Track Athlete of the Year in Connecticut, Natasha Harvey Warner. She is watching the feed from Canada, so congratulations, Natasha. For lifetime achievement from the Lee High School class of 1972, a Pulitzer Prize-winning author and financial commentator, David Wessel. For lifetime achievement, and you've already seen him up here today, a teacher and administrator for 40 years in the New Haven Public Schools, Mr. Charles Williams. And last but absolutely not least, for humanitarian achievement from the Lee High School class of, does she now want me to say, 1969, a special education teacher in the New Haven Public School System for 38 years, Melanie Stein-Wolf. Once again, can we have a round of applause for all of the inductees? Now, we hope to see you all at the Hall of Fame induction luncheon, which will be Saturday, September 14th, 2024. Once again, that's Saturday, September 14th, 2024. More details on that will be released soon. Our website is lee-career.com. We'll be putting information up there, very easy to remember, and we appreciate your support. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now, because you all know that the wall is out there. We'd like to ask any of the inductees that are here with us, past and current inductees, to depart now and take the seats that are in front of the wall. And then if everyone else could follow them, we're going to have to sort of crowd around the wall out there. That's going to take a few minutes, so we appreciate your patience. So everyone, please step outside. Thank you so much. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention? Hello. We, okay, yeah, oh, yes. Folks, I take back what I said about Donald Fleming. He's right there. He's right there, Donald Fleming. He made it. He made it. No, we were just introducing everybody. You weren't here yet. Oh, okay. So it's all good. It's all good. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, on this wall are 29 plaques of the people that have been inducted into the Hall of Fame so far. For the names that were just announced, you will see the wall move that way next year when we put those plaques up. So at this time, we're going to ask our team on the count of three. We lost our drummer, but if we want to do like a drum roll. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Today, and as you know, I'm sure that a lot of people would like to look at the plaques individually and everything, but thank you so much for making this a special day, and we hope you enjoy, and we'll look forward to seeing you next September 14th at Anthony's Ocean View. We have a program already that we've set up, so thank you again.
Thanks all for coming. Thank you.